Hi y'all, it's Karen from the Transformation Mom for ABCDE, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about cover planning. So first off, you might notice something different. I tried to change my camera setup. So I'm going to see how this works. I kind of like it because it does show you more of my workstation. So I'm kind of interested to see how this goes. So, we'll see. See if I like it or not. So let's talk a little bit of cover planning. So remember, I bought 3 different types of ribbon. I had bought this burlap, I had bought the red sparkly, and then I had brought this poinsettia. So this red sparkly is kind of stiff. It doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't meld very well, but it's not as easy to tie a bow. And, this is kind of wide. So I decided that I'm going to use this one actually for my tie closure. It's, very meldable and that kind of stuff, especially because you're going to open and close it a lot. So this one's going to get glued onto the inside here, and then simply, it'll be the stuff that's sticking out here. And so this will be the one that will get tied into a bow to open and close the journal all the time. So because I decided that for my tie closure, so when I started planning my cover and decided that I wanted something more on it than just this towel, I decided that I really like this at the bottom. But I was like, okay, well, I have this red ribbon. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to use my sewing machine and zigzag stitch this red sparkly ribbon on top of this ribbon. Now, at that point, I have a couple different options. Sometimes these book boards are small enough or aren't as sturdy enough that I can just throw the whole thing through my sewing machine. So I would be able to sew this top and bottom right onto this book board. Now, this one's kind of thick, so I kind of have a feeling that that's not going to be the case. And so instead, I'm probably just going to zigzag stitch right along this edge and along this edge, and then glue this down. So that's kind of the first part of my cover, is that. Then we had that wrapping paper. And so for the wrapping paper, I cut out some of the squares and rectangles of the different images, and I backed them on a piece of that one of the manila file folders. And so now I have this nice little rectangle image. And I'm going to zigzag stitch around each of the images and give it a nice just finished look. And then I'm going to glue that on right there. Then lastly, I got these snowflake stickers. So I think I'm going to use one of the biggest snowflakes and put it right there just to add a little something extra to this. And that's going to be my cover. So, as I said with the inside, when I had made the inside pieces, remember I had Mod Podged the tissue paper onto these. So I had said to you that I was going to do something else. Well, I got some of that brown craft wrapping paper, and I got another one of the manila folders, and I just glued that on there. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to cut this down to size, and I am going to run a stitch all around on the 3 sides and make a pocket for the front and the back cover with this cardstock. And then I might decorate it. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do there yet. So, stay tuned for that. So I cannot show you the way that I'm going to bind this. I want to use the hidden binding system. And the hidden binding system is actually something that Nik the Booksmith teaches over on her Teachable course. So I am not going to show you how I bind this or how I actually sew in my signatures. But I wanted to discuss a little bit about how I chose my signatures this time. So last year when I did this, I had way too many papers. Way too many papers. So I actually had 2 signatures and I had 10 papers in each. So when you look at a book and instead of it sitting like this, mine is completely like this. It's huge, it's chunky, it's ridiculous. So I decided this year that I was going to go with less pages. So as a general rule, I would say 6 to 8 is a good rule. And then if you're somebody who really likes to put a lot of stuff in it like me, I'm only going to put 6 pages per signature. I like on the outside of my signatures and towards the middle, I like some more stiff paper. That's just a personal preference. So I am actually going to start both of my signatures with one of those red envelopes. This one I left the detail on the top because I kind of liked how it just peeked out, and so I did leave the detail on this one. I'm thinking about sewing some kind of edge onto there, like maybe that, but I haven't quite got that far on the planning of the signatures. So but I wanted to show you basically what I had chose for my signatures. So I have the cardstock, I have some coffee dyed paper, I have one of the book pages, I have some more coffee dyed paper. And then I got some of the wrapping paper and the craft wrapping paper. And I back the wrapping paper with the craft paper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this edge and this edge through my sewing machine. So when this gets sewn into the book, there is going to be a pocket here and a pocket here. So that's kind of my idea for the one signature. And the second signature, again, has the same kind of mix. Coffee dyed paper, but then I used one of those envelopes, the money gift card envelopes. Covered the one side with craft paper. I'm actually going to just leave this flap like this. I kind of like it. I think I could put a little photo here and then write about the photo here later. And then the other thing is I'm going to leave this, even though it says insert gift card, I'm thinking about leaving that because then I can put a little photo or something else fun in there. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So that's that part. And then the center of it, it's one of the really fun book pages. So those are my 6 papers for each of them. So I am going to get sewing on some of these elements, and the next couple days I have some really fun pages planned for you. I have a pop-up page, I have 2 waterfall pages, I have a door page that will all set up, and then we'll just be able to simply glue them in and glue our pictures on when it's time. So I hope you're still excited and following along with me with this. And it's Kara from the Transformation Mom for ABCDE. Have an awesome day.